Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back on the 12 Days of Christmas, 2025.
It's
the Horror Man
season, and Santa Claus is coming.
The 12 Days of Christmas is an annual tradition on my channel. But this year, to switch things up, I'm covering 12 horror sequels of Christmas. Each movie I discuss will obviously be somehow Christmas related, but it will also be a sequel to a horror movie that has nothing to do with Christmas. For example, a Silent Night, Deadly Night sequel would not qualify for this, since the first film is also a Christmas movie. This is the same idea I utilized in October for the 31 Days of Halloween sequels. Now, bear in mind, I'm using the word sequels as sort of a blanket term. Prequels and remakes also count. And I've elected to stick with major franchises only, or at least movies that follow well-known horror films. These videos will not be traditional in-depth reviews either. I'll give a brief synopsis, share some thoughts, and explain the Christmas connection. And finally, yes, I know there are other Christmas horror sequels to non-Christmas horror movies I had to leave out. But there are only 12 days, so I had to narrow it down. Today's pick for the 12 horror sequels of Christmas is The Conjuring 2. Released in 2016, The Conjuring 2 is obviously a sequel to The Conjuring, but technically it's the third film in the Conjuring franchise. That's because it not only follows The Conjuring, but also Annabelle. Now, if you're familiar with the Conjuring universe, you'll know that the first film is not set around Christmas. The Conjuring universe is not a Christmas horror franchise. The Conjuring 2, however, is a Christmas horror sequel. This one begins with Ed and Lorraine Warren investigating Amityville, but the movie soon switches gears and finds them traveling to North London. It is there they begin investigating a case known by the local media as England's Amityville. A single mother, along with her 4 children, have been experiencing a paranormal disturbance. It appears her 11-year-old daughter may have even been possessed. But now it is up to the Warrens to prove whether or not this is a genuine haunting or an elaborate hoax. And the movie is set on the weeks and days leading up to Christmas. The Conjuring 2 is one of my favorite films in the franchise. Not only does it feature the first appearance of the nun, but it also includes what might be my favorite scene in the entire Conjuring universe. That's when Ed, played by Patrick Wilson, sings Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis. It's a heartfelt moment as the poor family sings along. It's a nice distraction for the children with everything they're going through. I also love the way Lorraine, played by Vera Farmiga, is watching along. Those two have amazing chemistry in this franchise. The Warrens are the heroes in all of these films, but I think they may be the most heroic in The Conjuring 2. In addition to what I already mentioned, something else I love about this sequel is the Crooked Man. He's a very creepy poltergeist in these films. But more importantly, at least in the context of this video, I love the Christmas setting. It's very dreary in England, and it's a very dark situation unfolding, but still, we get that contrast with the Christmas tree and Christmas lights. It's festive, yet fearful. the perfect balance for a Christmas horror sequel. That's why I chose The Conjuring 2 for the 12 horror sequels of Christmas. What are your thoughts on The Conjuring 2? Comment below and let me know. What comes next in the 12 days this year? Check back tomorrow to find out. Until then, remember, physical media matters. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.